Hi guys, this is a video update for Theropods. We're going to be talking about the story, how the puzzles are being designed, and incorporating action in an adventure game. So the story, we have some character arcs that we're happy with. It was a bit of a design challenge because we didn't have any dialogue and we didn't have any text to explain anything. Another thing that was a bit tricky, you have the Amazon and you have the Spaceman, which are characters that should communicate with each other, but technically they don't really speak the same language. We had to solve this exposition with a lot of body language, which means a lot of animation. We couldn't share a lot, but at this stage it's mostly just writing in notebooks and spoilers for you. All we can say is that the story is done and we're pretty happy with it right now. Since we already have the story and we know all of our locations, we have created some very rough thumbnails of each location and how many areas it's going to be. Keep in mind what the end goal is going to be in its area. We're also kind of discovering right now what the proper workflow is. When we started doing the thumbnails for the puzzles, then I used to do them like with a graphics tablet, but this kind of tended to take a couple of days. And then when I just moved to pen and paper, I could like produce 3 backgrounds in a day. You don't really need too much detail at this stage. Puzzles. Since we're designing the puzzles now, we try to look online for research other than playing actual games, which is technically research. So we found puzzle dependency charts by Gilbert. It's a very good method. You basically start from having the actual solution to the puzzle, work backwards, like you reverse engineer the problem. It's a great way to see what the scale of your puzzle is. You can have a pretty good idea of how complicated or how easy your puzzle is. You can prevent a lot of design troubles that are going to come on later by just having these charts. Also, another really good resource, the puzzle design document for Fandango. It's a really nice combination of sketches, puzzles, and story, all put in one big document. So one part of the game design aspect that we're dealing with right now is working on the action. This has been a challenge because adventure games are relatively slow in their pace. So we went to Gilbert to find out what he has to say about action in adventure games, which didn't really make us very happy about designing this, since he knows what he's doing probably. We did actually challenge ourselves and we did promise that we want to do real-time elements in the adventure game, so we're gonna keep working towards that. We checked a few other games that have been using real-time events and action in their games. Full Throttle is a classic. They haven't always been very successful. Yeah, most people agree that it didn't necessarily work in this game. Another good example is Super Brothers Sword and Sorcery. Not technically an adventure game. I'm not sure what kind of game it is. It's really pretty game. I really like how simple the design is of the action there. How it requires only 2 buttons. You have a shield and a sword, and you can either attack or defend in certain times in the game. Of course, this is all theories, and we don't know how it's gonna work until we actually playtest this and give it to other people to playtest and see if it actually is fun. Yeah, if you guys know any games that you want to recommend, please feel free to let us know. We apologize for the lack of updates. It's a weird stage where we don't really have any new art to show, and we're just writing stuff. It either falls into spoiler category or boring category, but thanks for sticking around, and we'll see you at the next update.